This is for 5th grade ELA, text set 9, Hope and Resilience. The essential question is, how do people maintain hope and find strength in difficult situations? Have you heard of concentration camps? Before and during World War II, 1939 to 1945, the Nazis in Germany wanted to concentrate their enemies in camps, keeping them all together so that they couldn't cause trouble. Life in the camps was very hard. Millions of people died here. We're going to read a book called Let the Celebrations Begin, a story of hope for the liberation. The author, Margaret Wilde, made up the story after she read about something a group of women did in one of those camps. This is how the illustrator Julie Vivos shows the camp where these women are confined. Let's find out how there could be hope in a place like this. We are planning a party, a very special party, the women and I. My name is Miriam, and this is where I live, Hut 18, Bed 22. So Hut 18, Bed 22, what are you thinking? This is my best friend, Sarah, and this is David. He is only 4. See him there in the corner with his mama's old black shawl? See his hungry eyes and his legs? The chickens running in our yard were fatter. Chickens, it is years since I chewed on a chicken leg. Back then I didn't like the skin or fat. Now I would gobble it all up. Skin, fat, and bones. I would lick the plate and pull the wishbone and make sure David had second helpings, third helpings, fourth helpings of everything. So what does the author want us to know? Yes, these people are hungry. What else do we learn about the narrator here? Sarah and David think they have always lived here. They think this is their home, but I remember Mama and Papa in my very own bedroom, in my very own bed, and in the corner my very own toys. Sarah and David say to me, tell us again, Miriam. Tell us about your teddy bear with the squeak in the middle. Tell us about your doll that has eyes that blink. Tell us about your soft pink elephant that sits on the windowsill and the owl that swings from the ceiling. So I tell them. Sarah stares at me and David hugs his mama's old black shawl, and then I run away to be on my own, because I know Sarah and David want a toy more than anything else in the world, and in this place there are no toys. That is why we are planning a party, a very special party, the women and I. When the soldiers come to set us free, and they are coming soon, everyone says so, they will open the gates, and for dinner we will cook chickens for everyone, and each child in the hut will get a toy of his or her own. We are making the toys now, the women and I. We are collecting bits and pieces, scraps of materials, rags, tiny strands of thread, yarn, anything, and we will make toys, incredible toys, the women and I. Old Jacopa says we are crazy. Why do you worry about toys? She scowls. We are starving, dumb kofops, and it is food we need, not your foolish toys. So do you agree with Jagapa? Is it crazy to make toys in a concentration camp like this, where they have nothing? But we laugh at her, the women and I, and we go on begging buttons and torn pockets, because there is nothing we can do about the food. There is no food, but we can make toys, and we will. In the end, old Jagapa gives us the back of her sweater and goes off grumbling that it will be our fault if she gets rheumatism in her back this winter. But we shrug and smile, because we know we won't still be in the camp this winter. The soldiers are coming soon. Everyone says so. And we must be ready, the women and I, for our party, our very special party. We are cutting and sewing, all of us, every night with the guards sleep. While the guards sleep, even old Jacopa is helping. She has given us the right sleeve of her sweater, and she says it will be our fault. Oh yes, if she gets rheumatism in her right arm this winter. So I wonder if she's right. What do you think? Why might the author have included this detail? What does it say about the women? But still, we don't have enough material, and so now we are cutting up our own clothes. My skirt is getting shorter and shorter. David is puzzled. He thinks my legs are growing longer and longer, remarkably fast. Sarah scowls. She knows we have a secret, the women and I, and she says she hates me. She will never speak to me again, but I can't tell her, not yet, not until I have finished making her an elephant that will one day sit on the windowsill of her new home. They are here. Everyone, the soldiers are here. See their guns and their tanks and the big gate swinging open? David peeks at the soldiers through his mama's old black shawl, and the soldiers stare back at us, oh, so strangely making soft noises in their throats. They seem afraid to touch us. It's as if they think we might break. Then old Jacobus shuffles forward and demands a cooked chicken, all to herself, and the soldiers laugh, and one of them swings David up onto his shoulder. So I'm not sure if the soldiers are really there. Are you? What are you hoping happens next? Look at the faces. What do they seem to say? That night at our party, our very special party, the women and I bring out the toys. David wraps up his precious owl in his mama's old black shawl. Sarah hugs her funny patchwork elephant and vows to keep it always on her windowsill. And old Jacobus tells everyone very loudly that she donated her whole sweater, yes, the back of it, the front and both sleeves, so that these dear children could have toys. The women and I wink at one another and pass old Jacobus another helping of chicken soup. And so the celebrations begin. So think about that last line, let the celebrations begin. What message might it hold? Suddenly we heard the sound of rolling tanks. We are convinced that the Germans were about to blow up the camp. But then we heard a loud voice say in German, hello, hello, you are free. We are British soldiers and we came to liberate you. We ran out of the barracks and saw a British Army car with a loudspeaker on top, going through the camp and repeating the same message over and over again. Within minutes, hundreds of women stopped the car, screaming, laughing, and crying, and the British soldier was crying with us.